Welcome back to Today in Design and SEO Marketing, the podcast you need. I'm Ron Wicker, and if you've ever watched your organic traffic climb while your calendar stays empty, this episode is for you. Picture this, a site getting tens of thousands of visits, great rankings, but the sales team keeps saying, these leads aren't ready. Frustrating, right? Today, we close that loop. We turn search intent into repeatable sales playbooks, so searchers become qualified conversations.
Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Mitzi Roach. Quick promise up front. By the end of these 10 minutes, you'll have a 5-step ops-friendly playbook and one actionable thing you can run this week. The KPIs to watch in 2 to 6 weeks are simple. Qualified conversations from organic sessions and the conversion rate from those sessions to scheduled meetings.
First step, intent clustering. This is where we translate raw query lists into buyer stage signals. If a search phrase looks like research, that's awareness. If it mentions pricing or comparisons, that's consideration. If it includes buy or demo, that's purchase. The one-step action: export your top 50 organic queries and tag each as awareness, consideration, or purchase.
Most definitely. From a measurement angle, add a column with your buyer stage tag and record estimated intent score, low, medium, high. KPI to watch: qualified conversations sourced from pages tied to high intent queries. In 2 to 6 weeks, you should see whether your tagging predicts meetings.
A quick operational tip: don't overcomplicate the taxonomy. 3 buckets win: awareness, consideration, purchase. That's enough for SDRs and marketing folks to act on without drowning in nuance. 100% keep it simple so adoption actually happens.
Okay, point 2. Micro content as sales openers. These are short snippets tied to query phrasing that can be repurposed as email openers, chat lines, or call scripts. For example, if someone searched Best Budget CRM for Startups, your micro-content could start, I noticed you were researching budget CRMs for startups. We've helped 3 teams cut setup time in half. One-step action: craft 3 snippet templates aligned to common queries this week.
And make those snippets modular. Have a one-line hook, a one-line credibility proof, and a single CTA. That makes them usable in an email subject, the first sentence of a cold note, or even a follow-up script for an SDR. KPI: measure opens to replies for those intent-aware messages versus your baseline.
Point 3. CRM tagging and lead scoring rules. Preserve the search context. When a visitor converts, capture the top query or query cluster in a custom CRM field, or at minimum a UTM parameter that maps back to intent. One-step action: add a top query intent custom field to your CRM intake this week.
Yes, and pair that field with a simple scoring rule. High intent query equals plus X points. Repeat visits to purchase pages add Y points, and so on. Then route leads above a threshold to an intent-aware SDR workflow. KPI: conversion rate from intent-tagged leads to meetings.
We should flag a couple of pitfalls here. Inconsistent UTMs or missing query capture breaks everything. Keep your naming standards simple and documented. Add a CRM validation step so that the top query intent field can't be empty when a lead comes from organic landing pages.
Point 4. Lightweight experiments. You don't need engineering-heavy tracking to test whether intent-aware follow-up lifts conversations. Run a quick A/B, where 50% of organic conversion leads receive the intent-aware outreach and 50% receive standard outreach. One-step action: set up that split for 1 month and measure qualified conversations and meeting rate.
When you set that up, define your measurement hooks. What counts as a qualified conversation, how you'll attribute it back to the experiment, and who captures adherence. Also measure sales adoption. If SDRs aren't using the snippets, the experiment won't tell you anything useful.
Exactly. Which brings us to point 5, governance for sales marketing handoffs. Create a one-page playbook for SDRs with scripts, SLAs on follow-up time, and privacy-safe attribution rules. One-step action: produce that one-page handoff playbook this week and include a short sales training script to encourage adoption.
And for privacy or CRM limits, start with hashed identifiers and aggregate reporting if you can't join user-level data. Also, measure SDR adherence as a KPI in the pilot so teams know this is part of performance, not just another checklist.
All right, resources and next steps. We have a downloadable query-to-conversation checklist in the show notes that includes a tagging CSV template, a simple UTM spec, and a one-page handoff playbook you can adapt. If you want help running a pilot and aligning SEO with sales ops, Think It Media can run a fast, focused engagement to get this live in a month.
Before we close, one tactical step to run today. Export your top 50 queries and tag them into awareness, consideration, purchase. That single action will surface where you should focus micro-content and CRM fields first.
Do that export, hand it to your SDR lead, and test one intent-aware snippet next week. If you're ready to scale, download the checklist and subscribe so you don't miss the follow-up episode where we'll share pilot results. Let's talk about this.